What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 22 of my FXRacer 2025 career mode, and we're here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Jeddah. And as we started from P11 into this race, and we directly get a track limit warning while getting through the first chicane, but we are up to P6. Next up ahead is Milsots and Sparky's YouTube. The Ferrari man just got overtaken by the Mercedes man. And now we are here side by side with him, and he sends us into the wall, and we again get another track limit warning. What is going on here? But we are up to P5. Into this fast left-hander we go, and a lap later we caught up to Milsots, who is in P4 behind AlaMobile, and then we have got Pole David in P2 and Ariksan in P1. As we are closing and closing on Milsots, into the chicane we go, into the fast chicane, and he closes the door just in front of the turn, and we crash into his rear, but somehow we both survive it and we can continue. But he stays in front and we are still in P5. And as we come to the end of lap 2, starting lap 3, on the start finish straight we go, as we also caught up to AlaMobile. What can we do? Down the start finish straight we go, we're catching, and we're catching. Down the line we go, and we're side by side with Milsots, and into turn 1, and we run wide a bit, and we have 4 track limit warning already. Meanwhile, we already have a 5-second time penalty, because after 3 warnings you get a penalty. And now as we are already in lap 3, we are now behind AlaMobile and Pole David. I don't know where Ariksan is, but he has disappeared. And we overtook AlaMobile, and we get another track limit warning. And a lap later we caught up to Pole David, and we are now up to P2 finally, but with 5 track limit warnings and a 5-second time penalty. And in the end of lap 4 we'll come to the pits, as the tires are not looking good anymore. But unfortunately we switched to the mediums, which I will regret in the end of the race. But you will see then, as we come out onto the start finish straight again, and we're down to P7 after pitting. And there's Bastian Tan, who is still on his old medium tires, and now we'll pass the Williams driver, and we will be up to P5. And coming to the final turn in lap 5, a few other drivers will also pit, so we'll be up in P1, I think. David pits, Milsots pits, and probably Salvatore and Ariksan too. Yes, and there's David comes out really dangerously on this straight, but we somehow can survive and overtake him. And now we caught up to Ariksan. The McLaren man is just in front of us, but the tires are already giving up, and we have still 2 laps left. Let's try everything to overtake him, but I'm not expecting that we can get him, as we are running through the first chicane and now into the middle sector, as some drivers still pit. Our tires only have 7% left, and now we are already in the middle sector with 1.5 lap to go. It's getting close, but I think it will not work out, as the tires only have 3% left. 2%. The tires will soon give up, and so we'll lose so much grip and also top speed. And now it's over. It's over. Our tires are gone, and Ariksan will eventually win the race, I think, as we are now as we have no grip and no top speed anymore. And this is what I meant before with switching to the mediums instead of the hards. It was a bad idea, and it will cost us P2, I think, as we are now fighting against David, and he sends us into the wall, and we get a 10-second time penalty because we are now together 6 times off track. And we have now 6 time penalties and a 10-second, 6 track limits warnings and a 10-second time penalty. As we are now trying to stay in front of Milsots, but it's getting difficult. As we are now coming to the final straight, we're trying everything to stay in front of him, but it's very difficult with those used tires. And down the final corner we don't really defend the inside, and he uses it directly and is in front, and we are down to P3. But will we also end up in P3 with a 10-second time penalty? Yes, we'll finish in P3. What a great result in the end, nevertheless. But we could have been in P2 because he has also got a time penalty. What a disaster this was in the final turn. And here's how the rest of the results look like. By the way, we have got a few new drivers, and our teammate was in last place. Great result for him, I would say. And here are the strategies from each driver. Ours was not a really good strategy, and here are the Constructors Championship standings. We're in P3, and in the Drivers Championship standings we somehow are still in P1 with level on points with Alexander. Thanks for watching, see you next time.